Today, the moon is in Gemini, so we are focusing on our ideas and thinking, and maybe doing a little bit of writing to work with that Gemini energy, writing things out, whether it is brainstorming or writing things out in a journal or whatever writing is inspiring you. Also, talking things through with a friend, conversation can be a great way to work with Gemini energy. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, October 10th. We've got some interesting alignments as well. So last night, or Thursday night, depending on when you are watching this video, the moon enters Gemini, joining up with Uranus in a double sextile to outer planets Pluto and Neptune. So forming a trine to Pluto, a sextile to Neptune, and this outer planet configuration is one I have been talking about, and I shared about it as part of my Virgo 6-part video series for the Virgo solar eclipse, which are all posted on my YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to a summary here so you can go and find those as well in the description for this video. But thinking about, and yesterday I talked about how the outer planets are retrograde, which they are, but they are also in this incredible double waxing sextile pattern that is very, very creative. So another dimension of the energies we are working with at this sort of time period, 2025, where we find ourselves in the present moment, where we have some extra energy for creative things that are coming into being. So the energy of visioning the future, the energy of things being put in motion that can unfold over time. We are also, of course, in a moment of breakdown, of seeing old structures fall apart and feeling that chaos and confusion of not knowing how everything is going to work out, where we're going to land. But remember that this is a very, very creative time as well. Perfect time, in fact, to put things in motion, to start creative projects, to initiate partnerships and collaborations, to start things in motion that you would like to see come to fruition over the long term. So putting your energy and your efforts into the small day-to-day action steps that are going to make things happen over time. We don't always get that big obvious, like, okay, make this decision and now this big thing happens or changes. Sometimes we have to do the day-to-day over a long period of time, and then we can look back and see what we have created. And here's a challenge for you. Look back over your life. I don't know how old you are, but for some period of time that makes sense for you, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years, look back and notice how much you've changed, how much the world has changed, what it, maybe in good ways, maybe in not so good ways, but the point being that change is possible. And a lot of how change happens is through our participating in it, our actions to engage with and do what we're here to do. The calling that we feel to be who we are, to do what we're good at, to do what our souls crave to do in the world, that calling is the best way to contribute. So, to the best way to make a positive difference in the world around you. So, in other words, if you are feeling overwhelmed by what is happening in the world around you, or whatever feelings you may be having, remember that this is a very creative time as well. And because things are at a very, very, very beginning, it's hard to see how they're going to unfold, what's going to happen, what will it look like. And in fact, We are not passive participants sitting around waiting to see what will happen. We are creating the world we live in right now. It's us. We are the ones. We're here. We're here in the present moment in 2025. So the other thing is that not only do we have these very creative outer planet alignments, sextiles, and trines, but we also have planets changing signs, outer planets. Uh, a lot of them. There are not a lot of outer planets, right? There's Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and sometimes we include Saturn and Jupiter as well. So I can count them on one hand. Okay, so but it is unusual because each of those outer planets takes many years in most cases through a zodiac sign. And so when they change signs, it is noteworthy. Astrologers pay attention when outer planets change signs. It's not like the sun that changes to a new sign every month or the moon that changes to a new sign every couple of days. It's many, many years. And then the planet, the outer planet, spends in a sign many years. So we've had Pluto changing signs into Aquarius, Neptune changing signs into Aries, Uranus changing signs into Gemini, Saturn changing signs into Aries. Now, Saturn and Neptune, well, Saturn's retrograded back into Pisces. Neptune will retrograde back into Pisces. Uranus will retrograde back into Taurus. But the point is, we're in a large, long-term process of change where all of the planets that I'm counting with all of my fingers on one of my hands are changing signs. That is huge in terms of what is changing around us and how different things feel. And so we're still adjusting. We're really like still trying to find our bearings, figure out where we are, which way is up, what is happening, what does it mean, all of those questions. We're in the middle of that change. And it's going to continue. We're not done with it, but here's the good news. We have all the things that we couldn't see before are here now. And so now we get the next, 2, 10, 20 years, depending on the planet, to figure it out. So what that means, the planets, outer planets will go retrograde, and then they will go in 2026. Neptune, Uranus, and Saturn will go back into their new signs. So this is a process of the back and forth that happens as it did with Pluto, back and forth into Aquarius, back into Capricorn. Now it's in Aquarius where it will stay until 2043. So the point is that we now have this much, much longer term process of figuring out what to do about it. So if you could think about how that applies to your life and the world and what's unfolding in the world, it makes sense, right? There's been a lot of shakeup, chaos, change, uncertainty. That is going to stabilize. Now, I can't tell you for sure, like everything is going to be okay, because already it's not okay in a lot of ways. But what I can tell you is that the experience of shock, of disruption to the system, is going to stabilize. And that means that over time, we will have opportunities to pick up the pieces, figure out what to do about it, get organized, come up with plans, and implement those plans. So, sort of big picture, but here we are in the moment with the moon in Gemini. Now we are thinking about how to work with language and words and information to support ourselves as we move forward on our next steps of how are we going to get this right. And that speaks back to the September 21st solar eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo, which you can learn more about in my videos from that eclipse time around some really in the week leading up to September 21st. So look back through my video history for those. So the moon, the moon activates Uranus in Gemini on Thursday night. That's why this is coming to mind, thinking about these planetary alignments and this bigger picture. I want to say too that Venus also is coming to later Virgo, so it will be reactivating the point of that Virgo eclipse, 29 degrees Virgo, as we head forward here in the next few days. And it is also recreating a kite that we had with that solar eclipse that forms an opposition to Neptune and activates those sextiles. So we've got some wind in the sails of what it is we want to put in motion, see, move forward. So the point is keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep finding those places of positivity and healing and opportunity and where you can contribute and participate and find your people and do the things that you are here to do. And here's just a reminder to keep moving forward on that, and with this potent moon cycle in particular, following the Aries full moon and what got activated for you and what the new beginning is, what's emerging into your consciousness, into your awareness about how to move forward, all of that. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com. You can find my blog posts at transformationalastrology.com about the eclipse and on other topics as well. Sign up for a free membership while you're there, and you will be notified of all that is yet to come. And we will continue doing this journey together. Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. I will see you next time. And hopefully you hit the subscribe button already. Thanks for being here, and bye for now.